Here we have the Mirbase Mirbase homepage, where we will be clicking on browse. Once we click on browse, we will be directed to a page. Let us open browse in a new window. So once we have opened browse in a new window, this is the page that comes in, where we have the expand all version option. The expand, if I click on expand all, you will find that all the organisms that are currently there in the Mirbase database is displayed, along with the number of precursors and the number of mature sequences that are there corresponding to each organism in the Mirbase database is also mentioned along with. As I said that I will be working for this particular demonstration with a Homo sapiens sequence. So I'll browse down and I'll find the entry for Homo sapiens. As you can see, the entry for Homo sapiens is mentioned here with the latest of the genome release, the 38, which is the latest genome release for Homo sapiens. And if I click on Homo sapiens, then you will find that the list of entries for Homo sapiens is being displayed in this particular home page, in this page. So this is your entire list of Homo sapiens. As you can see, there are numerous pages which correspond to the various entries of Homo sapiens. There are in total 1917 entries, 1917 entries of microRNAs corresponding to Homo sapiens. If I click on HSA LET7A1, which is the microRNA for choice for this demonstration, we will be redirected to a page for that particular microRNA itself, and you will find that there are the precursor sequence is also shown here in the form of a loop, stem loop structure. And if I browse down, you will find that the 2 microRNAs that are produced from the precursor are also displayed in this particular page. There are various other informations which are displayed. You can also go through them at your leisure, so that you can understand the arrangement of the individual entries of data in the Mirbase database. Now our working molecule for the analysis is initially the precursor sequence. So I will click on the get sequence option, as I had mentioned in the slides, and this is the page that I am redirected to when I click on the get sequence option. So here I'll copy this particular segment. I'll copy this and I will open a Word file or a Notepad file, and I'll paste it in this particular file for my ready use. Okay, I'll keep this file opened. Next, I'll move on to the mFold server. As I said that we have the mFold server, where we will be identifying the secondary structure, and I'll click on the RNA folding form. Once I click on the RNA folding form, this is the RNA folding form that will be displayed, and as you can see, there are various parameters, default parameters which are there. We will not mess with the default parameters. We will just go along and we will choose the sequence name. Now what is the sequence name? The sequence name starts from HSA LET7A and the corresponding stretch of information that is there. Please be careful not to incorporate the greater than sign when you are putting in the sequence name. And I will paste the sequence name here. As you can see, this is the sequence, and then I will move on and I will paste the sequence itself. So this is the sequence. I will copy this sequence and I will paste it here. This is the sequence. This is the sequence name that has been put in the file. I will browse down and I will click on fold RNA. Okay, so this is your output page. What I said was I'll browse down to the segment of view individual structures, and as you can see, there are 2 structures, of which the first structure is my structure of choice, as it has a lower free energy value. I'll first click on the option of PDF, and as soon as I click on the option of PDF, a PDF image opens, which is the corresponding image of the my secondary structure of the sequence that you have submitted. This is the same structure that has been used for demonstration in the slides that has been presented to you initially. So I'll click the back button to go back to the result page, and I'll click the PDF button as an open in a new tab so that this particular page can be visible. Then I'll click on thermodynamic details and I'll open the thermodynamic details in a new tab as well. So here in my new tab I have the PDF of the structure, which I will subsequently download. I'll download and it will be housed in my downloads folder. For the thermodynamic details, here is the thermodynamic details that I wanted to copy. You can just simply copy this particular segment like this, copy, open an Excel file, blank Excel file, and you can simply paste the data here. And as you can see, the information that was there in the table can be directly pasted here in Excel format. Okay, so once this is done, you have to rename the Excel file. So this is the same name, you have to use the same name that you are using for all your analysis. So this is the same name, you copy the name and you go to the Excel file and you paste it as here, and you write down thermodynamic details. So your Excel file is saved for future use, and you can minimize that. You can then minimize the sequence file as well. So this is your generation of raw data for secondary structure analysis complete. Now we move on to the FAIR server. So this is the home page of your FAIR server, and again you need to put the sequence here. So this is the sequence, we copy and paste the sequence here. See, it has been mentioned that you have to paste the sequence in FASTA format, otherwise it won't work. So what is the FASTA format? The FASTA format starts from the greater than sign, incorporates the nomenclature of the sequence, the name of the sequence, and the sequence itself. This in whole has to be copied, and then you can directly paste it over here. So this is the pasted version of the sequence under study. We have to choose the DNA option since this is a nucleotide sequence, and we keep all the default parameters as they are, and we click on submit. So once we click on submit, you will find instantly that a result page has been generated, where you are able to see that there are total number of repeats is 27, as I mentioned in my slides as well, and there are various information regarding all the repeats. Now if we click on view, you will find that a new page is opening, which you can then check for yourself. So this is the position of the first repeat, the pentanucleotide repeat that is there, and where the pentanucleotide repeat is occurring in your sequence. Here you can get the information from this. So this is what we need to do for generating the raw data files. So once you have generated this, you can then click close this down. Again you can copy this information. Again you can copy this information like this. Because this already has the sequence and the position of the sequences, and you can choose another Excel sheet of the same sheet, and again you can just paste the information here. Okay, so here you will find that you will have all the detailed information pasted in the Excel sheet. If you don't want to use Excel, then you can open a Word file and you can directly paste the information in your Word file or a Notepad file. You will have the same information that you find in the web page pasted in your Excel or Word files. So this is your raw data file generation, and how you need to generate your raw data files using the two servers. Once you have generated the raw data files, then you have to map the corresponding repeats to the individual structures, which has been explicitly shown in the first presentation. So I hope that you will be able to perform the analysis by yourself by looking at these steps of analysis and looking at the first presentation of what is the expected outcome for the analysis. Thank you.